You're a penny farthing.
You're a penny farthing. From Spontaneously Combustible Studio in Cleveland, Ohio, presented by Permanently Geek, this is Uncovered, the show where Kevin calls me a penny farthing.
You're a penny farthing.
You're a penny farthing.
You're a cow.
In case you're not aware, this kind of bicycle is known as a penny farthing because, it looked like the two sizes of coins put next to each other, the different wheel sizes.
You're a penny farthing.
The more you know. So this is the show where we compare an original version of a song and a cover version of a song and try to decide which of the two is better. We don't know what song is underneath this piece of cloth. It has been selected from the Hoppa by our staff here at Permanently Geek. So shall we determine what we'll be talking about this week?
I suppose we shall.
All right, care to do the honors,
it would
sir?
make for a very boring episode if we didn't.
We will argue about nothing.
That's called politics.
You stole the joke right out of my mouth, sir.
Yes. I win. Point for me.
All right.
All right.
Ooh, all right. Tracy Chapman versus Sam Smith. Cover of the song Fast Car. Now, interesting piece of information. It was not until about a year ago that I realized that Tracy Chapman was a female singer.
Tracy Chapman is a female. I could see that because
it's an ambiguous first name, and she's got that really smoky voice that
she does, yeah,
that could go either way.
Yeah.
So and I also learned that she's from this area, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, she's from Cleveland.
Yeah, she is from Cleveland-ish. Yes, that is the area we are from.
Yes.
All right, so we are going to take a listen to both of these songs in their entirety.
I did not know that Sam Smith did a cover of this.
Well, now we do know.
I'm pretty sure I know of a cover of this, but it's not him. It's David Usher, who used to be actually currently still is so his band Moist, they broke up, and then they got back together a couple years ago. They're a Canadian band. Kevin loves Canada.
Kevin does love Canada. We don't have a graphic for that yet. Or do we?
Or do we? Or is there?
All right, so we're going to listen to both of these songs in their entirety. You're just going to hear short clips, and we will be right back.
You get a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere.
You got a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get some.
And we are back. So this was one of the more intriguing cover versions that we've encountered so far.
Yeah.
So I made a guess when we were listening to the Tracy Chapman version that Sam Smith's voice was going to be higher than hers. Again, going with the fact that, I hadn't realized that Tracy Chapman was a female artist until about a year ago. And I believe that my prediction was confirmed.
Prediction was accurate. No points, though.
No. I was hoping to get extra credit.
More.
Nothing?
No more.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
If they haven't been watching our show, can you please explain to them what we were just doing?
Absolutely. So we were choosing which version of the song we liked better and also making a prediction about what one another would choose.
True.
So I honestly, I'm not a big fan of Sam Smith.
The guy makes some great beer, though.
He does. He has a mean nut brown ale.
Yeah, it's
he
excellent.
Does.
Organic chocolate stout, amazing.
I was disappointed with his theme song for the latest James Bond movie, though, and you know how I am with James Bond theme songs.
You're a bit of a connoisseur.
I am a bit of a connoisseur of the James Bond theme songs. If you haven't seen the Live and Let Die episode of this, you should go back and watch that one. But I really, really liked his interpretation of this song.
It was interesting.
So one of my complaints with the Tracy Chapman song, I like the feel of it, but it gets very repetitive musically. Like the verses have the same guitar riff that plays over and over and over, and it's a good little riff. It's a good little lick. But by the end of the song, I'm waiting for something to change, and the chorus is a nice switch up from that. And the first time that it drops in with a more driving beat and the chord changes and all that, it's it has a lot of impact because it's such a change. But then it goes back to the original riff, and it's like, okay,
I agree. Like, I've always liked the original song, but I've never been like a huge fan of it by any means. It's not one of those songs that like when it would come on the radio, I'd be like, "Oh, sweet, fast car."
Right. It's a good song to have in the background when you're driving with the windows down, though.
Yeah,
So
it's a well-written song, and I think, honestly, my complaint with it is probably the exact same thing that you just laid out, is that I feel like it's a good song, but it's maybe just a minute too long.
Yeah, and I think part of that is, and the Sam Smith version was a little bit shorter.
Sam Smith.
The Sam Smith version was a little bit shorter, and I think that's because a little bit of that repetitiveness, like they took some of that out. Some of the pauses between the different stanzas of the verses were shorter. And just musically, there was a little bit more variety in the treatment of the different sections of the song too. The chord changes in the chorus were a little bit jazzier too. Which
everything was a little bit jazzier.
And
a lot bit jazzier.
Yeah, and there was some pretty like grooving little like guitar riffs. Exactly. So there were a lot of fun things there, and a lot of fun little moments with the note bends and the little piano riffs and the moments with the strings. So I thought the arrangement was pretty cool on the Sam Smith version. I feel the same way about his vocals that I usually do with most of his songs, is that it's a little bit overly I don't want to say over emotive, but there's too much vocal embellishment for my taste. I'm not a big fan of, I believe the term is melisma. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think that's one of my many complaints with pop music in general.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's so much like, let me show off what I can do with my voice, and not enough let me express my actual emotion. Yeah. On the other hand, there were actual moments in Sam Smith's version. I don't know why I can't say that. In Samuel Smith's version of the song, that I actually got a little bit of like the hairs raising on my arm, and I actually I got a little bit of chills at a couple points. So he did manage to hit me on an emotional level a few times. So
you want me to bring in the space heater?
We do actually have one out here. It's a little chilly in the studio. Maybe that was it. Well, anyway, shall we reveal what our picks were as far as what we liked better?
And reveal.
Haha.
Disagreement again.
Once again. It fell down. We're good. Camera's still going. We should be all right. So you liked the original?
I did.
So what were your reasons that you preferred that?
I don't know. The original just has a little bit. To me, I think I felt a little bit more soul, a little bit more emotion behind it.
Okay.
Again, it borders on that area of becoming a little bit too monotonous and a little bit too boring, but it doesn't fully cross over that. It's still a good song to me. Like you, I've never been a big Sam Smith fan, other than the beer. The beer is great. But as a singer, I've never been a big fan. I honestly don't know that much by him, though, too.
Okay.
So, like, for me to say I'm not a big fan, I'm basing that off of, like, the 2 or 3 songs I've heard. But I thought his take was really, really interesting. He really did do a different take. He made it his own. It was something that I wasn't expecting to hear, but it's not necessarily something that I am eager to listen to again.
Okay, that's absolutely fair. And I think that what I kind of already laid out about why I picked the Sam Smith version was that it was really interesting and creative, and he did manage to like something about his delivery connected with me at a couple points. So I had to give it to him.
All right.
So shall we take a look at what we predicted for one another? All right, let's see what we got.
All right,
so we've been keeping score throughout this season.
We have.
And the current score is 17 to 11. So the season is 30 episodes long. This is episode number 24. So Kevin is not yet mathematically eliminated.
Not yet.
Not yet. So let's see what we got. So Kevin incorrectly guessed that I would pick Tracy Chapman because She sings like me. So there's a tiny bit of background needed for that, which I had explained to Kevin off air. The way that I found out that Tracy Chapman was not a male singer was about a year ago. One review of my record, A Sarcastic Tango, compared my voice to Tracy Chapman's voice in a complimentary way. And that was how I found out, A, that Tracy Chapman was from Cleveland-ish, and also was female. So, but that was incorrect, so no points there.
No points there. Michael incorrectly said that I would pick Sam Smith because he makes a mean nut brown ale, which is absolutely true.
But apparently not strong enough credentials to choose his song. So,
Nope.
No change in the score there.
No change in the score.
Still 17-11.
But
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win this season. The only question is by how much. So
now my goal is to at least make it respectable.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of Uncovered. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe to the Permanently Geek channel, which is where this show resides, and make sure you come back next week. Thanks again, and we will see you then.
And remember to keep farthing, you pennies.
Michael McFarland out. Tucker, 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 tucker.